Finally, for this trio of black and white movie tutorials, we're going to look at the technique of using lab colour mode for converting a colour image into a black and white one. Now, this is one of the techniques that can yield the best results for professional printing, or if, for instance, you're preparing a grayscale image to be printed by a commercial printing press, and there's an awful lot of tonal latitude and the ability to tailor things exactly to your own needs by this method. It's one of those techniques that is often shrouded in a little mystery, to say the least, but it's really not as difficult as you might at first think. So our start image, which incidentally is also contained on this month's cover CD, is a straightforward RGB image file. You'll see from the channels palette that because this is an RGB image, the channels palette itself contains the red, green and blue channels. To take advantage of the lab conversion mode, we first need to convert this image file into a lab colour mode. We can easily do that by simply going to image mode, and you'll see at the moment that RGB colour is selected, and we'll simply select lab colour from the menu there, and that will have converted in the image into lab colour mode. We can prove this by simply switching back to the channels palette, and you'll now see that instead of the red, green and blue channels, we've got a lightness channel, A channel and a B channel. Now essentially all we've got to do to convert the lab mode colour image into a black and white image is simply delete these two A and B channels that contain colour information. Now remember, for this we need to switch from the original layers palette to the channels palette itself. We'll begin by clicking on the A channel and simply dragging that to the trash can in the channels palette, and we'll also do the same with the second B channel. And you'll notice now that Photoshop has changed the name of this channel to Alpha 1. That's an automatic action of Photoshop's if we delete either of the extra channels within lab colour mode. So already that's given us a fairly punchy black and white image, but we still need to work on this a little. Remember, the reason why this is a black and white image now is because all we've used from the three available channels is just the lightness channel, and essentially that records the lightness value of the pixels throughout the image. We'll switch back to the layers palette now and simply move on to image adjustment levels, and we can see from the histogram here that we need to adjust the white point of the histogram to where the actual histogram itself just begins, and that can take a little bit of fine tuning, but a little bit of trial and error goes a long way. Black point is fine. We could always move that up just a touch to make those blacks nice and rich, but that's fine where it is. And the gamma pointer in the middle of the histogram can control the overall mid-tone values of the image itself, and I think I'm just going to nudge that a little to the right just so we get some nice rich mid-tones in there, and we'll just nudge the white point slider up there a little. Click OK to apply those levels adjustments, and that's a really nice black and white image with lots of impact, and that's simply from deleting the A and B channels from the lab colour mode image. Finally, what we need to do to save this as a file is return to the image menu. We'll go via the mode sub-menu and select grayscale. We can now save this image in any format we like, and that's a really quick and easy way to to produce really impactful black and white images.